Charlize Theron $2 million Hollywood Hills Mansion Tour. Charlize Theron, born August 7, 1975, Benoni, South Africa, South African-born actress who is noted for her versatility and earned an Academy Award for Stylish Actress for her performance as a real-life periodical killer in Monster, 2003.
No, see, I'm sorry, but when I read the ad, it said that you were looking for a secretary.
Theron appeared in 2 pictures in 2004, The Life and Death of Peter Sellers and Head in the Shadows. Her performance as a minor battling sexual importunity in North Country, 2005, earned Theron an Academy Award nomination for Stylish Actress. She latterly appeared in the drama In the Valley of Elah, 2007, the superhero movie Hancock, 2008.
No, it's just us. Ray's working. Aaron. Spaghetti Madness.
And The Road, 2009, an adaptation of Cormac McCarthy's post-apocalyptic novel of the same name. In the drama-comedy Young Adult, 2011, Theron starred as a consciously immature woman who returns to her birthplace in pursuit of her high academy squeeze.
I like a decor. Is it shabby chic?
Charlize Theron went on to become one of Hollywood's biggest stars.
It was my first audition ever.
Oh my God.
I had just turned 19. I might have still been 18.
And like any Hollywood star, she's lived in some beautiful Los Angeles homes over the years. Charlize Theron grew up in the city of Johannesburg, and she spent time as a child on her parents' farm before attending the National School of Art. And after winning a local modeling competition, she was selected to travel to Milan, Italy, on a 1-year contract at the age of just 16. Eventually, she found herself in New York City, training to become a dancer. But a knee injury would force her to cut that dream short. Looking for a new goal to pursue, she moved to Los Angeles in 1994. She grew up in, a little farm, and it was her and only her and her 10 dogs. And she bought that one-way ticket to Hollywood, and she gets to law. Well, success didn't find her immediately, but one day, while at a bank cashing a check her mother had sent her to help with rent, Charlize was discovered by a talented agent. Within 8 months, she had landed a non-speaking part in the Stephen King adaptation of Children of the Corn Harvest. About 3 years later, she co-starred in her breakout film, The Devil's Advocate. You know, your natural, Colonel, really bring out your eyes here. After making it big, Charlize would purchase her first home, a Spanish-style mansion set in the Hollywood Hills, a property that she still lives in to this day. She'd also buy a further 2 properties, both of which were also located in Law, including a modest-sized home in West Hollywood, as well as a luxurious penthouse apartment in the famous Broadway Hollywood Loft building. First things first. Let's kick things off with not only Charlize's primary residence but also the oldest property in her real estate profile, a 5,005 square foot home secured behind gates in the star-studded Outpost Estates neighborhood of the Hollywood Hills, where her neighbors are said to include the likes of Felicity Huffman as well as Orlando Bloom. According to property records, Charlize first bought a home in June of 1988 for a reported $1.65 million. For that bundle, Charlize secured herself an abode with 4 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. But to be honest with you, outside of those very basic facts, there aren't many other details available about this home. Now, there's a reason for all this secrecy. As reported on sites like Radar Online, Charlize has suffered through a series of break-ins and invasions of her privacy while living here. These episodes date way back to 2010 when Alice Center's assistant reported a burglary attempt. Only 2 years later, Charlize herself made a panicked call to 911 when she discovered a stranger just sitting on her front porch, one who refused to leave. Then in 2015, a man was arrested for hopping over her fence and walking up to her front door carrying flowers. When asked to vacate the premises, he refused to do so until Charlize showed up. Well, Charlize might not have, but the cops sure did. Since that scary moment in 2015, the Hollywood starlet has had to suffer through 5 additional incidents in which the house's silent alarm was triggered and police were called the disease. But rather than move out of what has become a compromised address, Charlize decided to have her mother move in with her instead, and she refused to be pushed out of her family home. Not that she wouldn't have options if she ever did decide to leave, because this is far from the only property she's ever owned. About 3 years after buying her first home, Charlize bought herself a second house in April of 2000, a modest Spanish charmer in West Hollywood that was originally built in 1925. With a respectable price tag of only $519,000, this hedged and gated 1,539 square foot home is located within walking distance to the Beverly Center and boasts 4 bedrooms alongside 2 baths. Out front, a bunch of tall trees provide shade to some artificial evergreen turf and a rather simply landscaped front yard. The front door then leads into the open-plan living room with matte-finished wood floors, a barrel-vaulted ceiling and a stylish fireplace. That seam of free space continues into the kitchen, which boasts limestone, countertops and darkwood cabinets, as well as up-to-date stainless steel appliances and a cozy breakfast nook. There's even a side door that leads out to the gated driveway. In terms of bedrooms and the bathrooms, well, they're all located upstairs in the same window, a skylight-top central corridor. Meanwhile, one of the 3 average-sized guest rooms spills out into Charlie's backyard, while another provides direct access to a shared hall bathroom. As for the master suite, it offers 2 closets as well as a private and fully modern en-suite bathroom. Out back, there's a detached 2-car garage that has been converted into an additional living space that leads out through a bank of glass sliders to a patch of fake grass that encircles a dark-bottomed swimming pool with a tile-accented spa. Despite scooping this place up more than 2 decades ago, it's believed that Charlize never actually lived here. Instead, she'd simply hold on to it and then sell the property in September of 2020. The most perplexed ingredient purchase Charlize would ever make was her decision to drop around $2.75 million for the lifestyle condo that she picked up in September of 2007. This 2,350 square foot penthouse sits atop the famous Broadway Hollywood loft building and has at one time or another been home to stars like Jason Statham, Jack Osbourne, and Wilmer Bald. Drama property records show that Charlize paid that staggering sum for a corner unit that boasted 2 beds, 2 baths, and a living room surrounded by windows and views that overlook Hollywood Boulevard. Furthermore, this trendy home boasts 2 small terraces located on the first floor and a large terrace on the second floor with an outdoor fireplace from which Charlize and her guests could take advantage of these remarkable views. Outside of that killer vibe, this airy loft also features a kitchen drenched in stainless steel appliances. Then there are floor-to-ceiling steel-framed windows that have been installed in both the living and dining rooms to highlight the views, while ebony hardwood makes up the majority of the floors. But the coolest part of the home was most definitely the flowing steel staircase that climbs from the main floors up to the top one, where you can find the primary bedroom with an ensuite bath. Wondering why the building includes such high sky ceilings and exposed ductwork is because back in being constructed, it was designed to function as a department store in the 1920s before being converted into apartments for the rich and famous. Speaking of the rich and famous, at the same time Shirley originally made this purchase in 2007, her then boyfriend Stuart Townsend secured the neighboring unit for a reported $1.2 million. Unfortunately for both of them, shortly thereafter, they were splits. Perhaps that's why Charlize ultimately decided to move off of the property only about 10 years after buying it. And she didn't just move off of it, she sold it at a massive loss. After originally listing the home in 2016, she eventually sold the penthouse to Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings for $175 million, or about $1 million less than what she paid for it 10 years earlier. For now, Charlize seems fully intent on remaining in her original Hollywood Hills home. What's more, she also can't imagine herself ever living with another romantic partner again, or anyone other than her kids and mom, for that matter. She recently told UK media outlets about a mirror. "I don't know if I'll ever be able to live with somebody again. To be frank, they might have to buy the house next to me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to deal with that ever again. I'm too old for that shit." Charlize knows what she wants while enjoying the mom's life. And if she doesn't feel the need for a romantic housemate of any sort, well, good for her. Well, that's going to bring our Charlize Theron and house tour to an end. What do you guys think? Should the actress consider leaving the very first house she ever bought behind her safety? Well, I wouldn't be chased out of my dream home either. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on her homes in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I'll see you all in another video.